My name is Roman Paškolin. I'm a medical doctor and work at OMI Institute, and which is in collaboration with the University of Ljubljana on the project of evaluation of Ibogaine as a cure for addiction.
Where are we right now? What is this location?
This is Biotechnical Faculty of University of Ljubljana, which is in collaboration with OMI Institute from Slovenia.
And what do you study here?
We study influence of Ibogaine on the living organisms, on the cell.
What is Ibogaine?
Ibogaine is alkaloid, indole alkaloid, which is found in roots of African plant Tabernante iboga, and is in West considered as a cure for addiction, but has a quite long history of traditional use in Africa as a initiation drug for some kind of psychical and physical spiritual elevation.
How long have you been studying Ibogaine?
I've been studying Ibogaine for 10 years.
And tell us how you learned about Ibogaine.
I just read then still as a student, I was very interested in psychiatry field, and I read it in some kind of book dealing with spiritual drugs.
You've been to Africa. Where in Africa is Ibogaine used?
In Gabon, in Libreville.
In Gabon. Now tell us a little bit about that experience. Two times. Yeah. Well, tell us about your experiences, a little bit about your experiences in Gabon.
My experience was a profound experience of recollection of my childhood visions about my life and my really true desires.
We were talking about these devices here, and maybe you can explain a little bit about what you're doing and what these represent.
As is known that Ibogaine has a prolonged effect that cannot be explained just simply by Ibogaine being present in the body. So we use the proteomic approach, which is the best tool to see what kind of enzymes or receptors can be induced after administration of substance, in this case Ibogaine. So we took two tubes. In one there were one culture of cells for control, and in the other the same type of cells that were treated with Ibogaine. Afterwards we smashed the material, extracted the proteins, and these proteins were subject of two-dimensional electrophoresis, which is one of the most modern tools for analyzing the quantity of a specific types of enzymes. The result are two gels on which we can see a separation of these proteins, and afterwards these pictures you can subtract by, of course this is just shown like very simply now, but can be a subject of computer analyze. So after the computer subtracts one picture from another, you can get as a result the spots, the proteins that are differentially expressed. That means that their quantity is afterwards higher or lower, less after treatment with Ibogaine.
Have you made any determinations based on these studies yet? Or
yes, the study is finished and is published in a scientific article in European Journal of Pharmacology, and you can the results showed that it goes the main change is on the level of energy metabolism related enzymes. These are enzymes dealing with destructions of sugars, burning of sugars, and allowing cells to have energy for their growth, functioning, transmembranous potentiations, and so. So this explains how Ibogaine, as a short-term inducer, can have prolonged effect because this enzyme stays in cells for a long time and allows a cell to, in the case of some kind of pathology, illness, to cure itself more efficiently than without this extra availability of energy. So this explains how bigger cell energy availability can also induce or allow bigger efforts, physical efforts or mental efforts for the whole organism. Explains why in Africa people were capable of 3-day hunting on lions. Explains why after some serious tropical infectious disease you can get well more quickly, because it's somehow your metabolic turnover is faster, and it just goes by the process of eliminating the toxins from the body. No matter or if we are talking about detoxification after drugs, detoxification after infectious disease, or maybe just a simple all kind of states that need more profound energy turnover.
Okay, tell us very interesting about the experience in Gabon. Let's go on with the experience in Gabon. How I imagine you learned a lot about the ethnography of Ibogaine. Now, why is it used in Gabon? How is it used, and who uses it in the country of Gabon in West Africa?
The experience with Ibogaine is considered to be the key event of raising, adapting a maturity for their people, because this initiation experience is so deep that the one who has it is considered one that has spoken with ancestors and has a special approach and perspective to life. So he's considered to be adult afterwards. So usually these candidates, initiates, are for our Western point of view still kids, but they are biologically adolescents. These are around 10, 12, 14 years old. Don't want to say kids, because after the initiations they are adults, but that happens in the lower age. So they have kids earlier, they have to start working earlier, so also this initiation is their key event in their adapting.
How does it? Did you have you went through an initiation, not just doing Ibogaine, not just going down there, here, give me some Ibogaine. You went through the initiation into the religion. What was the whole up to the point, during and after the Ibogaine experience? What was the initiation like? What was the? How did you meet the practitioner, the person who brought you on this initiation?
That contact turned out to be already quite economically orientated, and wanted to pull a lot of money from me for to establish a connection between Nganga and me. So I decided to rely on myself, and I went to some professor, Jean-Noël Gassita, that is ethnobotanic and pharmacologist, and he put me in contact with proper people. So I stepped in contact with.
Where did you go?
Sorry?
Where, when you were in Gabon, and you made this contact, where did you go? You don't have to tell me the name of the place, but describe it.
Yeah, it was a pharmacy. He owns the well-known pharmacy. I can tell you, because it's. I think the best thing if you want to have a proper treatment, it's not just the taking the Ibogaine itself. It's your project. It's a life project. You have to be orientated to it. You have to prepare yourself. It's not just that you ask your parents to give you money and to organize you everything, and you will just swallow the magic pill and to change your life. I want to repeat, it's a help at transformation, but it's not the cure itself. It's a good start. It's initiation, as the word itself tells you. It's the start of the process. It's not the end of the process. So if as much energy as you put in, more yield you will get from it. So it's like an investment. So if you're prepared and capable of organizing yourself a real quest, a real journey, and a real project, then taking the substance itself is just the the peak point of the whole experience, and it really gives you a lot. So I can say you can fly to Gabon, to Libreville, and but it's then the journey starts, because a lot of people, if they will see that you are desperate for something, you know, it can come really expensive. So it's possible to contact proper people and to get this initiation. It's not so complicated, because the cult is present there. There are Ngangas. I believe that they are good and...
Nganga, what's an Nganga?
Nganga is a sorcerer, a shaman. In their language, they call him Nganga, the one that guides the initiation.
And you met an Nganga, you were brought to one.
I was brought to Nganga, and...
what did he do, this Nganga? Could it be a woman? Was it always a man?
Who?
The Nganga.
I didn't even thought of it. I met just men, but I don't know if it cannot be woman. I know that initiation in recent times, it was supposed to be for boys, for boys to become a man. But nowadays we know that also women also take it. And on the other hand, we just now spoke about initiation. It's also a cure at lower dosage. A cure, help with, as I said, reconvalescence after infectious diseases. Maybe some unspecific tonic that gives you some special power for work, for hounds, for sex as well, aphrodisiac. But all with the lower quantities than this initiation quantities, because
so
I cannot imagine how you would battle with a lion on the initiation dosage. It would be an easy initiation for a lion. In, I don't know, 70s, Ibogaine was also put on the list of doping, on the prohibited doping list. I suppose that there must have been some attempts to elevate sport results with it. But again,
how does it do that?
Reach the proper dose, and if you go a little too high, you are a little dizzy. So I cannot imagine some sport. I don't know.
You were saying flat on your back. Does it immobilize you?
In higher doses, right?
Does it immobilize you? Are you unable to move?
No, you are. You are not so sure with your gait. You know, you're a little dizzy, some dizziness.
So it has an effect on your motor capacity.
Yes, it does. It does.
Now let's go back to your...
Like you would be drunk. You know. So a little alcohol can be a stimulant, you know, also for sportsmen, but a really little. That just eliminates your inhibitions. But it's like with alcohol; it's very easily to have too much, and then you know, sport is not just power. You know, sport is also starts in the head and then in the legs or arms.
Let's go back to your experience with the Nganga. Where were you taken? What kind of place? Not the exact place, what kind of place?
We went out of this town, Libreville. We went in the forest, and then there was prepared some kind of sacred place from wood and leaves, and so there is supposed they have culture, you know, the proper entering to this house, proper exit, proper site for women participants, proper site for musicians, for men participants, and you're in the middle, staring in a little fire made of some kind of tar. The very exotic instruments are playing for you, really amazing fantasy sounds. They're fantastic if you are sober, but if you are on Ibogaine, they're really fantastic. So all this music and events and dancing is just for you for a whole day and all night long, and during that time you are sometimes on your butt sitting, sometimes lying on the floor. It depends how deep, what is the point of and which phase of the experience you are.
Now I've heard that a mirror is often used. Do they use a mirror with you?
No.
But they do use a mirror in some cases?
I've heard and I've seen some shots about using mirror, but this mirror is supposed to somehow show you your temporarily doublety and splitness, and so, but I didn't get this kind of didn't step into touch with this process, because also initiations differs from tribe to tribe, because there are some minor tribes there, and some use more one type of things, more singing, more preparation, so it can differ away. There are Fang tribe, Bapunu tribe, Michogot Fang with different languages and little different traditions. And also I've been told that there are initiations with other substances from the woods, but I didn't focus on the other side. They have some liquid that they put in your eyes, which somehow allows you to see more profoundly, and this see is supposed to be some kind of vision with closed eyes, so to have an astral journey or something like this. But maybe this will be my next project.
Let's talk about the Ibogaine visions. Did you begin to see visions on this quest?
A lot of them.
I see. Very.
Did you meet your ancestors?
I've met my ancestors, but these ancestors were really brown-legged and eating from the floor, and so I suppose they were ancestors from the couple of million years ago. Yeah, and then film speed up, and these legs became bones, and then they crashed into dust, and from that dust grow a little small, nice childish legs that turn slowly into hairy, and again and again and again, and I saw this life and death circle. And really one exotic thing was the Big Bang thing, when I realized that Big Bang is nothing else than orgasm of your parents. When that really big noise, I was running like a little baby frog in the water with others, and then I realized that it was me, the winner, and that it was not a frog, it was a spermie, and maybe it was my recollection of really the
moment of conception.
The moment of so really funny things. And then you see how you dress up your physical body, you know, how you are, it's like a dress, you know, you just put your energy arms in your material arms, somehow dress yourself in a physical form, and etc. I think words are not enough to explain all these things.
Doctor, tell me again, why did you take this Ibogaine? Why did you go to Gabon twice? What was the purpose for your Ibogaine experience for you?
I took it as a mind-expanding thing, my curiosity dealing with psychology and spiritual worlds. So I decided to deepen this knowledge of it. But I believe that objective approach should always be supported by subjective approach. Talking about these kind of things is really unrelevant if you don't have experience of your own. So that's why I decided. First I thought that there is nothing to deal with, but only after, when I took Ibogaine, I realized that every person has to deal with his cellar. That on the cellar you can always find some bizarre things. So even then, only then I realized that it was not just my research work, but it was also work on myself.
So you're in no way addicted to any substance or anything like that? You didn't go there because of any
No, it was not that reason, but you realize that addiction is really a wider term than just people in general think some kind of chemical addiction. You can be some kind of addicted on other people's opinion about you, your own fixed ideas about how the life should be and what you should dress and so on. and that was my field of
So beyond the
battle.
So beyond the medical applications, you think it has some value in terms of personal development?
Definitely. It's not just, that is the chemical drug addiction is the most bizarre form of addiction, but there are not many people unaddicted in a wide sense in this world. So I think Ibogaine can be of great value for this world.
Right. Very good. So let's go back though and talk about those addicts who have used Ibogaine. Tell us a little bit about the claim that Ibogaine can cure some people.
What is the success rate, for addicts?
And actually, even before that, I wanted to ask you about withdrawal. About some folks have said that Ibogaine has prevented or stopped the very uncomfortable feelings of heroin withdrawal, methadone withdrawal. Is that true in your opinion?
It's I would say that attenuates it. This would be a shot. I would say 80% of abandon's physical crisis is raised. It stays about 20% of little feeling of coldness from moment to moment, really maybe some itching or something like this, but nothing comparable to the real abstinence syndrome.
Do you know
and
why?
It lasts much shorter than it would otherwise. It stops in a day.
Do you know why? Do we know why? Does science know why?
Yeah, I've told you. The metabolic turnover is fastened, and all the toxins in the cell or in the circulation are raised more rapidly. And it's possible to see a sweating is it's big sweating, a lot of urination of quite dark urine. So we have to take care of the hydration, of proper hydration also, and so that the body we support body at its washing the dirt of it, because this washing is really fastened.
You had a question also?
What is the success rate with addicts? Do you know?
Sorry?
The success rate, how often does it work for an addict that he doesn't go back to heroin?
These are questions, because when I studied the subject in a scientific point of view, I read a lot of it on internet. So all these experiences about how many percentage, and so these are really guess. And I don't do this kind of treatment. So yeah, so I really cannot answer you about this because usually you must know if somebody is successful, he write a long note to internet, and the people that are not satisfied with it probably wouldn't mention it, so you get relatively too positive feedback. But on the other hand, if you ask a specialist in addiction medicine, in ambulant, he will always say this doesn't work. Why? Because he always gets the patients that Ibogaine didn't work with them, because the people that it worked don't come to that patient, or in general, you can say. So it's really hard, and opinions are quite diverse. So only controlled clinical trials will give a proper answer. But then again, the fact that Ibogaine has been on the scene so long tells something about it.
Why hasn't the clinical trials been done?
I don't know.
Besides, you were mentioning earlier the cost of them might be an effect.
Probably clinical trials usually getting some new medicine on the market. They say its estimated cost is $1 billion. So
with a B, billion,
yeah. So in the perspective of the fact that it's a natural substance that cannot be patented very easily, and if we know that 80% of medicines in America are brought to the market by a private sector, if you put these things together, probably it's an economical reason. And it's also single or couple of times treatment, and not substitution that would
Like methadone.
Like methadone giving on an everyday basis.
Okay, and just to wrap up, you talked about the role of AA, NA, other sort of usual traditional methods of fighting addiction. Are you saying that Ibogaine will make those obsolete or not?
I think they go hand in hand. People always try to color things black or white. I never said that methadone is bad. Methadone is very good if you're not capable of going abstinence. But after some time on methadone, when you have time for yourself to reestablish your job problem, your apartment problem, your social contacts, your girlfriend or wife problem, family, then you can only then you can start considering to do a final step which can be catalyzed by Ibogaine. And on the other hand, I didn't say that on the beginning Ibogaine is not proper. Some people stay on the street and they say, I will never go on methadone. And they take Ibogaine and they realize how the situation is, that they cannot stop using drugs through the night. And they decide, okay, let's try. And they go on methadone for 2 years, let's say. And then they start to lower or they repeat Ibogaine for detoxification purpose or so. Because all these things go hand in hand. And without some proper guidance and psychotherapy and experience tell us that the best support are ex-users that succeeded, and I think that NA and AA can be good support.
Anything you'd like to add?
You surprised me with the question. There is so much of it. I don't know. I think that we are searching for international collaboration. So if somebody is interested to volunteer on this field or work in this field, I would say try Ibogaine and then decide.
What's your webpage?
I have to tell that in our country, this is shot in Slovenia. In our country, this is not on a list, so I can easily say that I advise you to take it. But if you are listening this in America, decide on your own. Decide on your own.